Now, while it may still be cold outside, in here it is definitely heating up because Pixar just released the first full-length trailer for their upcoming film, Elemental. And today we're checking it out. Directed by Peter Sohn, Elemental will be the 27th animated feature film from Pixar. Now, I already did a whole video about Elemental where I broke down what we might expect from the film, which you can check out if you click the link up here somewhere. But with this new trailer, we're obviously going to get a lot of new info about the film, so let's just dive into it. Let's go.
Wow. Meet the residents of Element City. Air usually has their head in the clouds.
Oof. Oh, my new jacket!
Earth can be a little
I love him.
Nothing weird going on here.
Just a little pruning. Water is always getting into something.
Weird.
Help! And fire, as ordered, we run a little hot.
This shop is dream of our family. Someday it'll all be yours.
But we all live by one simple rule.
Wow.
Elements cannot mix.
The pipe squished me all out of shape.
Dang.
That's better. So you've never left Firetown?
Sorry, buddy. Elements don't mix.
Hey!
Woof.
My dad would boil you alive.
Why does anyone get to tell you what you can do in your life?
Come on!
Oh my god.
Why do they even have these?
Who knows?
Watch
Good
this.
question.
Ember, I see a change in you.
Yeah.
What, hair guy? You live here?
It's my mom's place.
We got two kids that are swimming around here somewhere. Marco! Follow!
I've been trying to fill my father's shoes, but I never once asked what I
It's
wanted
so
to do.
beautiful. They're doing the wave. Of
Right
course
there.
they are.
Dad, those are too hot.
I love hot food.
You see? He likes it.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. That was beautiful. Is it just me, or does it seem like Pixar's sort of gone in a different direction lately, where they either make films that are very much aimed at kids with something like Luca, or they do something that's more directed at adults with something like Soul or Elemental, because Elemental seems like it's mostly aimed at grown-ups. It's basically just an animated rom-com. It doesn't look like kids aren't gonna be entertained by it, because there's a lot of silly gags and puns and jokes through the entire thing, and the characters are colorful and engaging, so I don't think kids won't be entertained by it, but it just seems like it's mostly a film for grown-ups. And don't get me wrong, that's not necessarily a critique. That's fine if that's what they're trying to do. But let's just have a quick look at some of the standout moments from the trailer. This opening shot where we're first introduced to Element City is amazing. I just want to explore everything there is to see in this picture. There's so much going on. And we get a lot of different establishing shots of the city throughout the trailer, and it's just so pretty to look at. I love the different ways they've incorporated the different elements in the buildings. And then there's just straight up a guy being hit by a car. This guy, though, looks amazing. Fern Grouchwood. He reminds me a little bit of the trolls from Frozen, just with a giant mustache. Oh, and what the heck are these two up to? Like, is there something kinky going on here? I definitely got the vibes that them plucking each other's apples was some sort of sexual act for apple trees.
Nothing weird going on here.
Just a little pruning.
I don't know. This dude is so cute. I mean, you can't not love this boy. Look at him. This is our first look at Firetown, where our main character Ember lives with her family. And it definitely seems like it's heavily inspired by some of these Asian communities in bigger cities like New York or San Francisco or something like that. Like you have a Chinatown or a Koreatown or something like that. It does seem like the fire elements are somewhat supposed to be Asian. That also sort of makes sense with the scene we see later in the trailer where Ember's dad is feeding Wade some hot food. That is kind of a stereotype that Asian people like food to be a lot spicier or hotter than everyone else. But I thought the scene was pretty funny. Yeah, don't do this at home, kids. Don't drink lighter fluid. Yeah, and here we're sort of introduced to one of Ember's big struggles, which is that her family has a lot of expectations for her. They expect her to take over the shop after them. And maybe Ember wants to do something more or something different with her life. But we're then introduced to the main conflict of the story, which is this one rule that the elements don't mix. And I suppose it's Ember's grandmother here who's really hammering home this point that elements don't mix. And what happens next? Wade Ripple shows up, looking like an absolute hunk, which is of course just because he was squished through a pipe.
That's better.
How did he end up in the pipe though? And then we see Wade start to question why Ember's never left Firetown. This is obviously because of the one rule we talked about before, elements don't mix. And we see Ember accidentally setting fire to a man, which, I mean, that's not good. But Wade's point does get through, and we see Ember start to question the status quo. Now, I love this scene where they're breaking in through the fence. I thought it was really funny, but is it just me or is it kind of weird when he takes his shirt off and is just completely naked? I mean, I know he's just a blob of water, but like, it's still kind of weird. We also see the scene where Ember's meeting Wade's family for the first time, and that definitely looks like an uncomfortable situation for a fire element to be in. I mean, this seems pretty precarious. I also really like this scene where we see Ember using her heat to sort of lift the hot air balloon into the air. That's really cool. I love the way they use and show the different elements' unique abilities. So yeah, that was the first trailer for Elemental. I think it mostly looks like it's a pretty standard rom-com situation. Its opposites attract, its family expectations, pretty standard stuff. But the film just looks absolutely amazingly beautiful. And I think that alone should be enough reason to go and watch this film in a theater. But that's of course just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Are you gonna watch Elemental in the theater? And which element would you want to be if you lived in Element City? Personally, I'd probably want to be a water element. Maybe an air element so I could fly. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you want more videos from me, why not check out the full breakdown of Elemental I did. But with that said, that's pretty much all I had for you today. My name is Martin Riise, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care and so long.